Hello dear students, I am Pradeep Kotak here with you with unit number 4. So these all are the contents of unit number 4. Unit number 3 we have already covered. So we'll start with unit number 4. So the first topic of unit number 4 is speed control of DC shunt motor. So for DC shunt motor, we'll see the speed control, how the speed control of DC shunt motor will takes place. So there are two ways by which we are controlling the speed of the DC shunt motor. First is the flux control method and other is the armature control method. So we'll see this method one by one. So first one, flux control method. So look at the diagram. Here is the DC shunt motor. There is one armature that is connected in parallel with the shunt field winding. Okay. In case of the flux control method, we are connecting one rheostat in series with the field winding. Okay. So this is the diagram. As this is the motor, we are giving DC supply positive negative. So from supply, current IL goes, which divided into two components. One is IA and other is ISH. IA is the current which is going through the armature and ISH is the current which is going through the field winding. There is one field rheostat which is variable. The arrow is showing that the rheostat is variable. Okay. So how the speed control takes place with the help of this flux control method. So read this. It is based on the fact that by varying the flux phi, the motor speed can be changed, and hence the name flux control method. We are varying the flux and changing the speed of the motor. That's why the method is called as a flux control method. As you are connecting this rheostat in series with the field winding, what will happen? This rheostat shunts some of the current. It means that your flux get weak. Okay. We know the formula, N is inversely proportional to phi. So in this method, variable resistance is placed in series with the shunt field winding. So this shunt field rheostat reduces the shunt field current. Okay, this ISH get reduced because we have connected one resistance in series with the field winding. Okay, so it means that your flux phi get decreases. Now what will happen? Flux phi, if the flux phi is decreasing, here is the formula, N is directly proportional to 1 by phi. It means that speed and flux are in inverse relation. So if flux goes on decreasing, what will happen to your speed? Speed goes on increasing. It means that after connecting this field rheostat in series with the field winding, you will get the speed you will get the speed which is more than the normal speed. Okay, flux reduces, that's why speed increases. Last statement, therefore we can raise the speed of the motor above the normal speed. So this is the flux control method. So look at this graph. So this graph is in between the speed and armature current. So first one is speed with field rheostat in the field circuit. So first line is for speed with field rheostat. Okay, means if you have inserted the field rheostat, it means that your speed goes on increasing. So that is shown upper side. Okay, speed without field rheostat, that is the line which is shown below that line. It means your speed reduces if you are not using any kind of rheostat, then your speed remains as it is. But if you have to increase the speed above the normal speed, you have to insert one rheostat in series with the field winding. The conclusion is that in case of the flux control method, you are getting the speed which is above rated speed. Okay, so this is the flux control method. That is the first method of controlling the speed of DC shunt motor. Okay. Now see here. Second is the armature control method. So how it work? We'll see now. Okay. This is again for shunt motor. Here is one armature, one field winding. In case of the flux control method, we have connected one rheostat that is in series with the field winding. But here in case of the armature control method, we have connected one rheostat which is in series with the armature winding. This is the difference. That's why the method is called as a armature control method. So you can read. everything is same. See, but we have connected the rheostat in series with the armature. That is the change. So positive, negative, we are giving the DC supply, current IL. That current IL divided into two component. One is IA, which is going through the armature, and other is the ISH, which is going through the shunt field winding. So this method is based on the fact that by varying the voltage available across the armature, the back EMF and hence the speed of the motor can be changed. This is done by inserting variable resistance RC in series with the armature. Now see what will happen if you are inserting this resistance in series with the armature. Okay, this will affect the voltage, and from voltage it will affect the back EMF. You know the formula N is directly proportional to V minus IA RA plus RC. Already this formula we have seen in the class. Okay, so N is directly proportional to V minus IA RA plus RC, where RC is the controller resistance which is connected in series with the armature. Okay, what will happen due to this drop in the controller resistance? Here you have connected the resistance, so there will be some drop in that controller resistance, voltage drop, and due to which your back EMF get reduces. Now your back EMF reduces, you know the formula N is directly proportional to EB by phi. It means that back EMF and speed are directly proportional. So if your EB decreases, then your speed also get decreases, your speed also get decreases. Hence in this method we can get the speed which is below the normal speed. So in case of the armature control method, you will get the speed which is below normal speed. Okay, now see this graph. Again the graph between speed and armature current. Without controller resistance your speed is more. If you have to decrease the speed of the motor, then you need to insert the controller resistance. So with controller resistance speed line is below the above line. Okay, it means that the conclusion is that in case of armature control method, you will get the speed which is lower than the normal speed. Okay, so this is the armature control method. So these are the two methods. First we have seen the flux control method. So we have covered this topic, speed control of DC shunt motor. So by two method, one is flux control method and other is the armature control method. So we'll see the speed control of DC series motor in our next video. So this topic of DC speed control of DC series motor we'll see in the next video lecture. Okay, thank you for watching.